everyone, Meru here, and welcome back to my nerd corner. Yay! Sorry for the noise, my mom is making food, so I'm sorry if it's a little noisy. I hope it's not too bad. Anyways, today we are talking about chapter 1045 of One Piece. Oh boy, was it a chapter. There's not that much to talk about because it was literally just one fight. It's just like the fight between Luffy and Kaido. But a lot of interesting things happened, and I have a couple theories. So first let's talk about the collar spread, which is really cute. It's like all the straw hats and Jinbei is there. Oh, I love Jinbei. And Zoro's there with a little wolf, a little green wolf, and everyone's just having fun. And Usopp's trying to catch Luffy's hat, and then Robin's the one that got it. It's real cute. It's a real cute color page. And then we just go directly into the fight between Kaido and Luffy. And I'm not gonna recap, because if you're watching this, you probably already read the chapter. I'm not gonna recap what happened in the chapter. I'm just gonna talk about it. Luffy's power. Oh boy. So throughout the chapter, we see really weird things happen with Kaido. That gives me the idea that Luffy can turn not only the things around him into rubber, but he can turn living things into rubber. Or like rubber. Because when Kaido swallows Luffy basically expands inside of him. And kind of like a snake, like you see when a snake eats something too big, and it just kind of they unhinge their jaws, and then they just bite into a rat, and then it's a big blob in the middle of their body. Kaido did that. He ate Luffy, and then Luffy just blew up like a balloon inside of him. And then Kaido was like, yo, my body isn't made out of rubber. Why is this happening? So my theory is that Luffy can turn people into rubber. Now, I don't know if it's... I think, my theory is that Luffy is unconsciously doing this. This is just the ability of his awakening. Because Luffy doesn't even know what his awakening is. he doesn't... I don't think he understands what's happening to him right now. I think he's just filled with adrenaline, and he's just, fighting and just, fighting around and playing. Sorry, I'm drinking my coffee. And he's just kind of jumping around, bouncing around. And I think his power is kind of an area of effect. A little bit of an area of effect ability where he can turn things around him to a certain degree, turn it into rubber. Now, this fight was really interesting because it's very cartoony. Even Kaido mentions this seems like a comic strip, because basically Luffy's just jumping around and doing weird facial expressions, and when he got burnt by Kaido, he turned. Not only does he turn into a giant version of himself, but when Kaido blast breaths him, Luffy becomes charred. And let's talk about the moment where Luffy literally uses Kaido as a jump rope. That part is just funny. It's so funny because Luffy just grabs Kaido. He's just jump rope, jump rope, jump rope. And it's really funny because Luffy's just playing with Kaido at this point. And now, there's one thing that I'm wondering. So, Luffy turns Kaido into rubber. So, most of the attacks that he does, if he doesn't use Haki, they're not hurting Kaido. Because, we know, Luffy is strong against blunt attacks. He doesn't get hurt if you use blunt attacks unless you're using Haki. So, if he turns other people into rubber, then they are also strong against blunt attacks unless you use Haki. That's just kind of what I'm thinking about. And then there's this one scene where when Kaido eats when Kaido eats Luffy, Luffy kind of like takes his arms out into Kaido's nose and then just jumps out of his eye sockets. Which is very much a cartoony thing, because that doesn't just happen. You can't just do that. You know, that even if it's a manga, that's just stretching it very thinly. So that's probably Luffy's power of rubber affecting Kaido. Because he just basically jumps out of Kaido through his eyes. He just yeets himself through Kaido's eyes. And Yamato's watching all this and it's just like, who is that? What's going on up there? Why is Kaido fat? What is going on here? And then Momo as well. Momo's just like, I can hear Luffy, but I don't recognize him. Like, I can hear his voice, but not see him. So they still haven't realized that Luffy is awakened. They discover, I think, by the end, but yeah, Luffy goes giant, which is really cool. That whole panel is probably my favorite panel of the whole chapter. Because it's just really cool. Because Luffy's just like super giant and stomping on Kaido. And it's just really cool. But Kaido bites him in the neck. And then that's when Luffy uses him as a jumping rope. And it's just really funny. But then Kaido uses blast breath. And Luffy just becomes charred. Luffy just becomes like, turns dark from being charred. And then he just does the little cartoon thing where they speed up their legs and they look like a little circle because he's just like speeding. He gets knocked out of Onigashima, okay? He gets knocked out, like, whee! You know, like in Pokemon where Team Rocket blasting off again. Kind of like that. He just gets blasted off the island and then he basically flies. He uses fire to fly and get back into the island, which is really cool because now Luffy has fire powers. Now that explains his Red Hawk, which he uses fire. Like, he basically turns his fist into fire, which was inspired by Ace. I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure it was inspired by Ace. But like before, it's like, how does Luffy have the ability to turn his fist into fire? Like, he doesn't have the fire devil fruit. He just has the rubber devil fruit. Well, now we know it's not the rubber devil fruit, it's the human fruit model Nika, which is great. But yeah, Luffy basically does a little running thing and gets back into the island, so it's great. And then Kaido's just like, what is wrong with you? He's just like, what's going on here? And then he tries to attack Luffy again, and then Luffy's head goes through the roof into all the way down, and his eyes just like pop out of his sockets like a cartoon, and it's just really funny. And then like Law, Kid, Chopper, Nami, and then Tama, all of them have their eyes popped out, which for me it's explained by Luffy having an area of effect, like attack, like an area of effect, like his powers have an area of effect. So like, it's not that he himself is turning things into rubber, it's that his ability is turning everything around him into rubber, including people, which is why their eyes pop out of their sockets. Because like, it's like an area of effect. He got hit into like the bottom, and then everybody around that certain area around him turns into rubber. That's just my theory. It's an anime theory. It's more like a manga theory, but you get what I mean. But yeah. And then he just knocks himself back up, and then he's starting to lose his power. And it's really funny because he just goes from like, ha 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 ha, to like, and he just kind of like, he looks like drained. He like turns old in 0.3 seconds. Like, his hair was white, and then it starts turning back to black, and then his hair just kind of like drips down curly, and he's just like, oh I'm all out of power. And Kaido's just like, oh, like, you're done, you know? That's it, that's all for you. Like, you can't keep this up much longer, you can't keep up this power. And Luffy's just like, nah, I'm not gonna end. I need the heart back. He starts saying names. He says Momo, Tama, and then he says Pedro. and then he gets the power back. I don't know how he gets his power back, because like it's not like he knows that he's awakened, but I guess he just got, it's just the adrenaline rushing through him, and he's just like, yes, I need this. And then Kaido comes and hits him in the back of the head with his weapon. I forgot what it's called. And then Luffy's face just extends with all the like spikes. It just expands, and that's really funny. And then Yamato's just like, oh my god, Luffy, watch out. And then basically his face stays like that for a bit, and Kaido hits him again, and basically bounces off the floor and back up like an accordion. And then let me see, yeah, Luffy's just like 3, 2, 1, 0, and he just dashes towards Kaido, spinning around like a fucking hurricane, just like choo, and punches him right through the face and comes out the other side. It kind of makes you think that like Luffy punched a hole in Kaido's face, but when you go to the next page, like it literally looks like he punched Kaido like through his face. But turns out, no, it wasn't through his face. He just hit him in the face, and then Kaido just falls back. And he's like, isn't this fun, Kaido? Luffy's just like, isn't this fun? I'm having fun. Which is typical Luffy. Even though he literally almost died. And he was just like, nah, I'm not gonna die. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm alive. I don't know how I'm alive. He literally says, he's like, I don't know how I'm alive. Like, I thought I died too. And this power that he has right now is giving him a lot of like confidence, which it's not like unusual because Luffy has a lot of confidence already, but it's giving him even more confidence, and he's just having fun. Luffy likes to fight. He's having fun. He's enjoying himself. He's beating Kaido to a pulp, and he's enjoying himself while doing so. And it's just really funny to see Luffy, like, just basically like a cartoon character, just expanding and just, like, with his face just, like, getting smacked with the Thunder Bagua. It's just all the spikes coming out of his face, and he just stays in that shape for a little bit. That's really funny. But yeah, no, I do believe that Luffy's power is basically an area of effect. So he affects the things around him and the people around him. Now, I watched Tekking's video about this, and he mentioned that Luffy's devil fruit is probably has effects like of the other 3 different kinds of devil fruits. The Logia, the Paramecia, and then the Zone. And has, Luffy's devil fruit has aspects of all 3. Because we saw the Zone where he can transform, and then we saw the Paramecia, which he turns things around him into that element, into, like, his power. And then we would be missing the, like, letting his body, turn. And I mean, technically his body is rubber. So his power kind of does manifest in terms of Logia. Because the Logia is you become an element. You become a certain type of element, and then you can turn your entire body into that element. Luffy is made of rubber. It's not an element, but Luffy is made of rubber. So that's kind of Logia-ish. That's just my opinion. That's just what I think. But yeah, Luffy can basically turn not only the space around him, but also the people around him into rubber, which is just really cool. And then maybe, I don't know what else he could do. Like, just thinking about all the possibilities that he could have, in terms of being like a Logia. I don't know what an awakened Logia fruit is like, because we've never seen one, right? Yeah, no, Don Flamingo was a Paramecia. And then Katakuri was also a Paramecia, special Paramecia. But the only awakenings that we've seen are Paramecia. Because then we saw Law and Kid, and they also have Paramecia type fruits. And those are the only times that we've seen awakened. And also the zones. Back in Impel Down, the animals, they were awakened. They were like awakened animal devil fruits. So we've seen Zone, you basically turn into that animal in a much bigger scale, I guess. That's how it goes. But yeah, Luffy is basically, like, I do agree with Tekken when he says that Luffy probably has the aspects of all 3 devil fruits. Because it does show that, like, he can turn things around him into rubber, but he can also turn other people into rubber. Like, it's just, it's OP as hell. It's really OP. But yeah. This video isn't going to be too long, because there wasn't, like, that much to talk about in the chapter. Just about Luffy's power. And I think we might have 1, maybe 2 more chapters of the fight, and then it'll be done. And then, obviously, we know Luffy's going to win, because we just had a huge power-up. He's not going to lose again. He's going to win. He's going to win. It's just a matter of when. So it's either going to be next chapter or the chapter after that, in my opinion. And then after Kaido falls, then basically all his army is going to fall down. Like, I doubt, like, after Kaido's gone, everybody else is still going to keep fighting. I think it'll be done. And then most of the, like, I give Wano maybe 2-3 months left, more or less, like only like maybe like 10-15 chapters of Wano left. That's just what I think. And then they might be going to Elbaf next, which I'm excited for, because since Little Garden we know about giants, and since Little Garden we know about Elbaf. And I've been excited to see Elbaf since Little Garden, because it sounds real cool. I love Norse mythology, and all that thing about having like a character named Loki, and then like the Yggdrasil, and then just an island of giants is just really cool. But yeah, I give it like maybe 10 chapters, 10-15 chapters left for Wano to be over. I really do believe Luffy is gonna win maybe next chapter, maybe a chapter after that. And then everything else is just gonna come together. But yeah, Luffy's new power-up, it's really cool. I love it. It makes sense for him. It gives him the freedom to do basically whatever the hell he wants. And given the details of his fruit, we don't really know that much. Like, everything is just what we can gather from the context clues. But yeah, I just think that Luffy can turn other people into rubber. We've seen devil fruits is affecting other people, and not just you, with like Jewelry Bonnie, how she can turn other people into can change the age of other people. We see Law, who can switch the bodies of other, like, switch body parts from other people into objects, or objects into other people, or other people into other people. And we also have, similar to Luffy's ability, Kid's ability, where he basically turned Mom, like Big Mom, into a magnet. So it's not like we haven't seen devil fruits affecting other people. We've seen it, we saw it with Jewelry Bonnie, we saw it with Law, and then we saw it with Kid. But never to the extent where, like, it changes their entire body. Like, maybe Law's, because he can, like, basically mix and match other people's bodies and souls and genders. Literally, you can literally switch people's minds into each other, which has no explanation, makes absolutely no sense. But alas, it's a thing he can do, and it was a very funny gag while it lasted. But yeah, no, it's incredible how far we've gotten in One Piece. But yeah, no, Luffy can definitely turn other people into rubber, it's great. It's a great ability, and I hope to see more next chapter of what Luffy can do in this new stage of his power. It'll be really cool. But yeah, I do believe that maybe next chapter, the chapter after that, the battle will end. And then after that, there's probably no more battles because we got all of the Toby Ropo. All the Toby Ropo are down, except Drake, but he's not a Toby Ropo anymore because he betrayed them, and you know what happened. And then the Jack, Queen, and King are all down. So Kaido is literally the only one that's still left, aside from like a couple of his minions. But they're not that important. Like, they can be taken care of pretty fairly quickly. They just have numbers. That's all they have. But after Kaido falls, I doubt that that his people, like whatever minions he has left, are gonna keep fighting. Like, if Kaido falls, they're gonna be like, yeah, we don't have any other reason to keep fighting, so we'll stop. And then the samurai will win. So yeah, Wano's is close to ending, and it's sad, but because Wano has been such an amazing arc. It's the longest arc yet, but it's been really, really exciting. One Piece is like wine. I say that One Piece is like wine because it gets better with age. You start reading One Piece and then you're like, oh yeah, this is fun. This is a fun manga. Then you get to Arlen Park and you're like, okay, I was not expecting this to go serious, but I'm into it. And then it just gets better. Like, every arc just gets a little bit better. And you think that One Piece has reached a peak, and then it surpasses that peak. Like, the fight with Don Flamingo was cool. It was great. And then we had a fight with Katakuri. That was even better. And now the fight with Kaido, which is even better. And One Piece just gets better with age. The older it gets, the better it gets. And that's saying a lot because One Piece is it's amazing. It's always been amazing. But yeah, that should be enough for me. I honestly didn't have that much to talk about because, again, it was just like a fight. It was just showcasing Luffy's newfound power. Gear 5, or Gear 5th, however you say it. But it was a good chapter. I hope you enjoyed my discussion. Like, comment, subscribe for more of me. I'm gonna be doing these discussions every Sunday. I wait for the official release because I like the official release, so it'll always be on Sundays. And if you want to watch other stuff that I do, I have a gaming channel. I've currently been playing a lot of Fortnite. But I play other games as well, and soon I'll be playing, once the new One Piece game comes out, I'm gonna be playing that on stream, straight up, like all of it. I'm gonna play the whole thing in stream. So if you want to watch that, links in the description. My link tree is my gaming corner. I have a blog channel, which I haven't updated my blog channel in a while because I've been just tired. But I do want to make a video tomorrow, so I'll probably be getting more frequent videos about that. And then you can subscribe to this channel if you want me to keep talking about One Piece and maybe other nerdy things I like. I like a lot of nerdy things. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Comment what your opinions were about this chapter, because, like, what do you think? Did you like the chapter? Did you not? What do you think? Like, how long do you think this fight is gonna last? You know, all that stuff. And thank you for watching, and I'll head out. Goodbye, Meru out.